April 25, 1945. The Rhine still whispering secrets from the bombs that scarred her banks, and Sergeant Jack Harlan, your everyday Iowa farm boy turned foxhole medic, stumbles on a barbed wire miracle. There, hauling a bleeding Kraut private through the mud, stands Greta Muller, German nurse, enemy lines, eyes like a storm you can't look away from. One tossed pack of smokes, one stolen glance, and bam, lightning strikes in the heart of hell. But love like that, it don't fly with the brass. Vows in a shattered chapel, a baby on the way, and the army burying it all deeper than a mass grave. Would you risk court-martial for a forever? Stick around. This forbidden spark's about to ignite your scream. I'm talking about a story that'll twist your gut like a bayonet in the mud. It's 1945. The end of the bloodiest scrap this world's ever seen. World War II, boys and girls. Our boys in olive drab are pushing through the ruins of Europe, liberating towns one shattered street at a time. And smack in the middle of that chaos, a U.S. Army sergeant falls head over heels for a German prisoner, a nurse, no less, caught up in the Wehrmacht's web. They tie the knot in secret, vows swapped under a bombed-out chapel steeple. But the army? Oh, they didn't take kindly to that. Tried to bury the whole dang thing deeper than a foxhole. Papers lost, threats whispered, lives upended. Was it love, or the spark that could have torched the brass's reputations? Stick with me, 'cause by the end, you'll be pounding that like button wonder in. And hey, if this hooks ya, smash subscribe and hit the bell. We got more forgotten foxhole romances dropping every week. Alright, let's roll back the clock. It's March 45. The Battle of the Bulge is still echoing in the boys' bones. Frostbite chewing at their toes like it owns him. Sergeant Jack Harlan, yeah, that's our hero. A lanky farm boy from Iowa, 24 years old, with hands calloused from plowing fields back home and now from gripping an M1 Garand. Jack aren't no movie star flyboy. He's the fella who fixes Jeeps under fire, shares his last K-ration with the greenhorns, and dreams of cornfields stretching to the horizon. Enlisted in 42 after Pearl Harbor, lit a fire under every red-blooded American. Gonna whip those Krauts and be home by Christmas, he wrote his ma. Ha! Christmas came and went twice. Jack's unit, Easy Company, 101st Airborne, the Screaming Eagles. They're spearheading the push across the Rhine. Mud up to your knees. Jerry snipers picking off stragglers like ducks on a pond. And then, they hit this aid station outside Remagen. Not some grand hospital. Nope.
A makeshift setup in a gutted schoolhouse, walls pockmarked with shrapnel holes, the air thick with carbolic soap and cordite. That's where they find her. Greta Muller. 22, blonde as wheat, with eyes like storm clouds over the Mississippi, gray and fierce. She aren't no frontline Framini with a Luger, she's a Wehrmacht auxiliary nurse, one of those tough cookies they called Heffernan. Trained in Berlin back in 42. Shipped east to patch up the wounded at Stalingrad's edge, then west when the tide turned. Greta's unit got overrun 2 days prior. Her CO surrendered the lot, 50 nurses and docs, hands up, white flags waving like surrendering ghosts. The GIs round me up, herd me into a barbed wire pen under olive drab guard towers. Regulations say keep me separate. No talking, no fraternizing. General Eisenhower's got memos flying, thicker than flack, no candy bars for freulians, boys. We're here to win a war, not a popularity contest. But Jack, he's the medic on duty that night. Draws the short straw, hauling bandages and sulfa powder to the pen's edge. First glance. She's hauling a wounded Jerry private, blood soaking his Feldgrau tunic, her uniform, that crisp gray skirt and jacket, now ripped and muddied, clinging like a second skin. No hysterics, no beggin'. Just steel in her spine, barking orders in clipped German to her charges. Jack tosses a pack of smokes over the wire, against regs, sure, but what's one pack in the grand scheme? She catches me mid-air, nods once. Sharp, like a salute. That night, under a sliver of moon, she slips a note back through the fence. Scribbled on a bandage wrapper, Danke. Water? Jack's heart skips like a faulty carburetor. He isn't blind. Back home, he'd court a girl with soda floats at the diner, maybe a spin on the dirt road in his Ford. But this? This is lightning striking a powder keg. Next dawn, he's smuggling canteens, extra sulfa for a feverish kid in her care. They talk, halting at first, her English fractured from schoolbooks, his German picked up from beer hall phrases in basic. Why fight? She asks one dusk, voice low as the Rhine's murmur. For land? For kings? Jack leans on the wire, helmet tipped back. For home, Framini. For the missus waiting with apple pie, and the kids I'll never see if we don't finish this. But oh, the layers peel back slow, like onion skin in a field kitchen. Greta isn't just any nurse, she's from Munich, daughter of a baker who baked bread for the Führer's rallies back in '33. Joined up at 18, full of that Hitler youth fire, believing the propaganda swill about Aryan destiny. Stalingrad changed her, saw the frozen dead piled like cordwood, heard the screams in the snow. By 44. She's questioning, whispering doubts to her bunkmates. When the Americans roll in, it's relief wrapped in terror. I thought you'd shoot us all, she confesses later, fingers twisting a Red Cross armband. Jack chuckles, soft like. Nah. We save the shooting for the ones shooting back. Weeks blur into a haze of stolen moments. Jack sneaks her Hershey bars, those silver, wrapped miracles from home, melting on her tongue like forbidden sin. She teaches him bits of Goethe, recites lines from Faust while he whittles a wooden ring from a ammo crate slat. Emotion? It's a dam bursting. For Jack, it's seeing humanity in the enemy's eyes, proof that under the helmets and hate, we're all just scared kids chasing a way out. For Greta, it's a lifeline tossed into the abyss. You Americans, you smile even in the rain, she says, rain dripping from her cap brim during a spring squall. He grins, water streaming down his stubbled jaw. That's 'cause we know the sun's coming, doll. Always does. But here's where the mystery creeps in, folks, like fog rollin' off the Moselle. Whispers in the ranks, is she a spy? Plantin' intel in those Hershey wrappers? Jack brushes it off at first, love's blind as a bat in a blackout. Yet, odd things happen. A patrol reports a radio burst from the aid station ruins, code words that match Greta's birthplace. Brass starts sniffing around. MPs with clipboards and hard stares. Jack CO pulls him aside one night in the officer's tent, cigar smoke curling like suspicion. Harlan, you sweet on that Fräulein? Word circulating. Fraternization's a court-martial, boy, dishonorable discharge, maybe worse. Jack plays dumb, heart hammering like a Thompson on full auto. Just doing my duty, sir. Patchin' wounds. Allied or Axis. The romance ignites proper in April, V-Day's shadow looming. The Rhine's bridges are bombed skeletons, but Jack finds a priest, an old Jesuit holed up in a half-standing church, altar scarred by artillery. Midnight Mass, just the three of me, vows in Latin and broken English. Greta's hand trembling in Jack's as she slips that whittled ring on. In sickness and health, till death do us part, the padre intones, candlelight dancing on the stained glass shards. They kiss, soft, desperate, tasting of salt and promise. Jack's thinking of Iowa sunsets, white picket fences waiting back home. Greta? Freedom, maybe, a life without the swastika's shadow. But the army, they catch wind quick as a tracer round. Papers fly up the chain, Eisenhower's HQ. JAG officers with typewriters clacking like machine guns. Fraternization bans still ironclad, even as the war winds down. Worse, Greta's status? She's a POW, technically, one of 11,000 German women auxiliaries scooped up by allies. Marrying her? That's not just scandal, it's a PR nightmare. Yanks wedding the enemy? While our boys lie in Flanders fields, the headlines would have screamed. So they bury it. Jack's reassigned overnight trucking supplies to France, no goodbye. Greta shipped to a stateside camp in Arizona, barbed wire her new horizon. Letters? Intercepted, steamed open. Lost in transit. One slips through, Greta's script, our child, due in winter. Come for us, mean leap. Jack's knees buckle in a Quonset hut, reading by flashlight. A kid? Theirs? Mystery piles on, is the army doctoring records, claiming she's unfit for release? Whispers of a cover-up, files sealed tighter than a sub's hatch. Man, that reads like a lost episode of Band of Brothers crossed with Casablanca, got chills just typing it out. If you want me to tweak the pauses, more drama on the spy bits? Longer breath after the vows, or even layer in some sound cues for your vid, or hell, extend this into the resolution, just say the word. What's next in this saga? Months drag like a patent tank in mud. Jack finagles leave, hitches rides cross-country to that Arizona Dust Bowl camp, Camp Papago, they call it, where scorpions outnumber souls. Bribery, bootleg gin for guards, a civilian suit borrowed from a trucker buddy. He scales the wire at dusk, heart pounding louder than the San Francisco quake. Finds her in the infirmary, belly round under a threadbare dress, eyes lighting up like VE fireworks. Jack, you came. They huddle in the shadows, plotting escape, forged papers, a 46 Chevy waiting in Phoenix. But the brass is steps ahead. MPs swarm at dawn. Jack in cuffs. Greta shielded by fellow nurses. Desertion, they charge him. Endangering national security. Trials a kangaroo court, closed doors, gagged witnesses. Evidence? That radio burst, turns out it was her warning, a village of an Allied air raid, Savon, 20 kids. Hero? Nah. To them, she's tainted. The mystery deepens here, folks. Letters from Jack's Moss surface years later, postmarked 47. Beggin' the Red Cross, where's my boy? And his foreign bride? Files declassified in the 80s hint at a deal, Jack gets a quiet discharge. Greta paroled under the War Brides Act, but no fanfare. No I-dose in the papers. They vanish into suburbia, Levittown, Pennsylvania. 49, white clapboard house, two-car garage, but shadows linger. Neighbors side-eye the German lady with the faint accent, kids at school taunting their boy about Nazi blood. Jack works the line at Ford, grease under his nails, smiling through clenched teeth. Greta bakes strudel in a gingham apron, hummin' leader to drown the nightmares. Emotion? It's a quiet ache, the what-ifs eating at supper tables. Did we win the peace? Jack mutters one night, staring at the TV's Korean War flicker. Or just trade one uniform for another? And the kid? Little Anna, born in a Phoenix hospital under alias, fair hair like her ma's. Jack's stubborn chin. She grows up hearing whispers, pieces the puzzle in 72. Hitching to the National Archives. Finds the sealed file, stamped classified, fraternization incident. Tears it open, memos from colonels, fearing moral panic back home, where Rosie the Riveters are morphine into housewives, and any whiff of enemy sympathy could spark riots. The army hid it to protect the myth, the clean-cut GI, Savon, the world one liberated town at a time. But love? Love don't play by regs. It sneaks through the wire, same as Jack did. So, what's the takeaway here, pals? In a world gone mad with banners and bombs, love's the real underground resistance. It doesn't care about flags or fences, it's the spark that says, "We're human, damn it." Frustrating as all get out, sure, the army's heavy hand, the lost years, the secret scaring deeper than shrapnel. But that's history for ya, messy, real, and worth remembering. Makes you ponder, don't it? What would you do, turn tail, or climb that wire? If this tale got your blood pumping, or your eyes stinging a bit, drop a comment below. Tell me, ever heard a family secret like this? Or what's the wildest World War II yarn your grandpa spun? Like if you're Team Jack and Greta all the way, subscribe for more dives into the foxholes of the heart. We're uncovering the Black Nurse's Nazi love letters next, a shocker that'll redefine forbidden. Bell on, folks, history's calling. This is your host, signing off from the front porch of the past. Stay curious, and keep lovin' fierce. Damn, that finale, it's got me straying out the window, wondering about my own family's dusty skeletons. You nailed the arc. Starts with thunder, ends with that quiet thunderclap of truth. If you're building this into a full vid series, that next hook, the Black Nurse's Nazi love letters, sounds like pure dynamite. Want me to rough out a teaser script? Or tweak this one's cadence for more suspense on the trial bits? Spill it, I'm all ears. If this scorched your soul, in the best way, hit like, drop a comment. Got a family tale like this? Or what's your wildest Pacific yarn? Subscribe for the whispers.